technique talk. I know it's crooked. I'm not even going to try to fix it because I'll probably just break it more. I'm learning to live with it. So, how is everyone doing? Hello, Miss Renee. As you're popping on, say hello. Let me know who's here with us. Janice, hello. Today we are going to talk about coloring with Distress Crayons. We are going to do a 3 or 4 part series on some coloring, and today is Distress Crayons. Hey Kim, hey Mary, Gabrielle, hello, hello. Welcome everyone. Give it a couple minutes. Christine, hi. For everybody to pop on. And then I am going to show you one of my favorite techniques with Distress Crayons, because I just love how quick and easy this technique can be and how gorgeous it turns out. La 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 la. So I'm just going to pull a couple of my, hi Shannon, I'm just going to pull a couple of my Distress Crayons. I'm going to use even a couple of the shimmery ones from the Christmas and the Halloween release last year. But mostly I'm going to use the regular Distress Crayons in fossilized amber, walnut stain, and peeled paint. And you can see here I've got craft tag and regular manila tag. Oh, I'm just making sure that none of my top secret stuff is peeping into the picture here. I'm working on some samples for our live on Saturday. We've got something new and fun to show you. I'm so excited. I can't stop working with it. All right. Hey, Marilyn. So, I'll just mention one more time, we are going to do probably a 3-part series on coloring, and the first one is with Distress Crayons. I think next week we'll do colored pencils, and then the week after that I am going to show you how I color with Distress inks and a water pen. So look forward to those. These are 2 samples that I did here, one on craft and one on a regular tag, just so you could see what we are going to show. These are some older Tim Holtz stamps, but there is a new stamp set that he just released, and we do have it in the store. That's some scribbly flowers that this technique would be absolutely perfect with. 20 questions, Mary. No 20 questions. You'll just have to wait till Saturday. Mary likes to play a game of 20 questions when I tell her I have something new and exciting to show. She tries to get me to tell her. But I'm not giving in. So, okay. Let's start with the regular mixed media tag. And I pre-stamped these. I had Lawn Fawn jet black ink sitting here on my table, so that's what I used. Archival works really well. Any permanent style ink, because you're going to be doing a lot of rubbing and smearing with your finger, so you don't want to smear the ink. And I give it a minute to dry after I stamp it. But anyway, like I said, the new stamps, one of the new, not from this last release, but or the release coming up, but from the last release, he did some scribbly flowers that would be really great for this. It ends up looking like watercolor, and that's what I like about it, because with watercolor I feel like you don't have to stay in the lines. It doesn't have to be perfect in the line coloring, and it still looks really fun. You can see on these samples that I did that I didn't really stay in the lines, and they still look really, really nice. So what I like to do is start with my darker color, and in this case on this cone flower it's going to be this center, and all I do is I just take the crayon and I color a couple of blobs, and then I just take my finger and smear it around a little, because if you remember at first, when you put Distress Crayon on the surface, hey Lori, Barbara, hello, you can still move it around, and then once it sits there and dries, it becomes a little bit harder, and then obviously once it dries all the way, the crayon does become permanent. So you can see I just put those blobs and then I smeared it, and it filled in that cone really nicely. And then what I like to do is have two different color yellows. I forgot to get another one out. So I've got fossilized amber here, which is a bit of a more brown, golden-y kind of yellow. And I just like to put a little bit of color up at the top of the petals here, just like you are gonna color a flower. I mean, you could do this in pink too, and maybe I'll do this one on craft in pink because that's a pretty cone flower also. And then I just like to smear that down and around a little bit, and then take a lighter color and put some down towards the ends of the petals. And again, I'm just smearing it around, and I'm not paying very close attention to staying in the lines because I feel like with watercolor, that is what you can get away with. And if you wanted to add a little bit more contrast, you might even take some, this is Rusty Hinge, and just add a little bit more color up here to give it a little bit of depth. So, I mean, you're just going to, like I said, lay the color down and smear it around a little bit. Same with the stem. What I usually do is just draw a line down, draw a line up, oops, that didn't even go on the leaf, up the leaf there like that. And then I just do a little smearing. And add a little bit more if you would like. And there you go. So you really can get a really nice watercolory type effect with the crayons. Now on the craft, it's the same. I will take, I'm going to use some of the Winterberry because it's kind of sparkly. And let's use Vintage Photo for the cone. So you can see there that I just put that much of the crayon down. That's it. And then I'm just smearing it up. I mean, these terms are very technical, smearing and rubbing, right? And then I am going to use picked raspberry here at the top of the flower, and that pink looks really nice on the craft. Give it a rub. And then this is the Winterberry, so it's got a little bit of shimmer. I don't know if you'll be able to see it on camera. I'll hold it up in a second. Once I get done smearing, I mean, it's as easy as that. I don't know if you can see that. Gives it a little bit of shimmer because it's kind of metallic-y. And then this is the Tree Lot, which is also one of the holiday. This was the Christmas. So we'll put that for the stem here. I was a little bit more careful to stay at least near the leaf this time. But as you can see, I wasn't that bothered by not being right at the leaf. And you can also take a bit of Rustic Wilderness to give your leaf a two-tone depth, right? And there it is. You might even want to take some seedless preserves and just put a little bit at the top there. But this is a really easy way to get some color. And there you go. You could also then, you can see on this one, I just took what was on my finger and kind of smeared it in the background to give the background a little bit of some color as well. So, you know, you can easily do that. Or ink it with ink, or add some stamping with sentiments and things. And these make, I like to use them for gift tags. Mary's asking, so you can smear the crayon for how long? It does eventually dry and becomes non-smearable, yes. So I would say you have a minute or two for it to be moving around really easily. And then even another minute or two after that, you can still move it. It just becomes a little bit harder. But eventually, yes, it does dry all the way and it becomes unsmearable and permanent. Right now, you know, while it was still a little wet, you could even manipulate it with water. So this hasn't quite dried all the way. So if you took your water brush, you could move it around even more with water. Can you see where the water kind of reacted with it and gave it a little bit of texture? So in another couple of minutes, that will be dry and you won't be able to move it. All righty, let's see what I missed. Any other questions? Yes, Gabrielle, Mary is very sneaky. She tries. I'm on to her tricks. Does anybody have any questions that I can answer while we've got the crayons out? This is one of, well, I'll just say that these crayons are different from, let's say, Dina Wakely's Scribble Sticks, because her Scribble Sticks are a harder crayon, and they're 100% pigment, so you can move them and blend them, but it is a harder blend. These Distress Crayons are really soft, which makes it really easy to move the color around and give you that nice watercolor effect. And of course, we've got the Distress Crayons. I think we've got several of the sets available in the store. Of course, there's tags. And like I said, this is an older Tim Holtz stamp, but there is one of his brand new ones that is very similar with these scribbly outline flowers that make this technique really, really fun. So, you know, you can use it with any stamp set, but I just really like these loose images because it gives you room to color. And adding a little shimmer with these shiny Distress Crayons is fun also. All right, so if nobody has any questions, I'm gonna call it so I can go back to working on my top secret project. Anybody else? All right, well, thank you so much for joining me and sharing your Tuesday evening. I hope everybody's having tacos tonight. I need to decide what I'm gonna have for dinner. I wish I had some tacos. All right, everybody, so thank you so much for joining us, and we'll try to get this up on the YouTube channel. Facebook's been giving us some weird trouble lately, so hopefully we can get in contact with them and figure it out. They say that I've got some music playing in the background that doesn't belong to me, and clearly all the noise you can hear is me talking. So, all right, everybody, have a great evening. And if I'm going to see you Sunday for Be Crafty, I'm looking forward to it. If you haven't signed up for our Be Crafty Make and Take Sunday at 11 o'clock, check it out on the website, check it out on the Facebook page. I think we've got 2 seats left. So we are going to have a full crop room. That means that I've got 28 people signed up now. I'm hoping to fill every seat. So there's 2 seats left. If you want to join us for a fun, really, really, really affordable, nice make and take that is a home decor piece, check it out. Get signed up. Don't fall while you're running to get your seat. All right, everybody, thanks.